Hey everybody, welcome back to this Fancy Rugby Games. My name is Jared Dyke.
I am Ben Glauser.
Yes. Let's get going. Plenty to talk about actually. Despite one match being canceled. Oops.
It's been a long year to recap.
Also that.
And some actual explosive rugby in late December. So
Who knew?
Fun to see on Boxing Day and the day after Boxing Day.
Mm-hmm.
If that is it. That probably has its own day,
Maybe it's got its own day somewhere.
Yeah. Sure, it's something.
Right. Oh yeah. Smoke them if you got them.
I'll drink them if I got them.
That too. Find us on your favorite podcast app. Download, rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share with your friends. Even if it's just something that you thought 5 minutes of was good, let them know. Let us know. And we'll try and repeat it.
Actually pouring a beer today instead of
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Look at you being all fancy.
Well, a good friend of mine's mother went out of her way to make me a
nice Pilsner glass. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Buy our friend
I should put it to good use.
Yes, you should. Buy our friend George's Fancy Rugby Geeky Coffee. If you were doing all right this past weekend, then he was probably a primary reason. Especially those of you that might be listening to this and also do the URC fantasy, because it sounds like that went sideways like hell. So if you picked up on anything for that, or enjoy his content for whatever reason, buy the man a coffee and show your appreciation for him.
Especially this time of year. If you don't normally buy him a coffee, this is an excellent time to do so, just to show your appreciation for the year. Kind of, like tipping your barber and whatnot. Yeah. For those of you who have hair, I assume that's what you do.
I haven't been to the barber in forever, man. I'm good. I don't do anything. I am not that fancy.
There
we go.
I used to go to people who cut hair back when I had some.
Once upon a yesteryear.
Yeah.
All right. Good DRM upgrades. That's very helpful, obviously, especially this past weekend where you had to know, all right, guys that were in are now not playing. So
yeah, a lot of last minute drops.
Mm-hmm.
I learned of Willis dropping because I looked at my team one last time and was like, oh, hey, look at that. I should fix that.
That's now a red dot. That's not good.
Yeah. It was like, what the fuck is he a red dot for? So immediately checked the Twitters. Twitter's confirmed that he was dropped. That shit doesn't happen if you don't have your TRM upgrades. So
agreed.
Points right there.
Yeah, I was able to rotate him out as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to bring in Via Fafita off. Oh no.
Oh yeah, because that's so terrible right there.
Oh no.
Oh my, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
As always on this podcast, Black Lives Matter, and there is no room for racism. And we had the tragic passing of Desmond Tutu this past week. Just good outpouring of love for him, which was nice to see.
Of course. One of the OGs of BLM type stuff, active fighter against apartheid and injustice. And we need people like that. We don't need to be losing people like that. Although, we have, rest well. He did such a great job. So it's not, I'm not trying to say, hey, you need to stick around and fight some more. No, well done. Well-earned rest for a very hardworking man and someone, who made the world a better place.
Yeah. Need more people like that around and less people around like some of the other helmets we've seen out there.
Yeah.
All right. And don't forget, if you haven't spent any money on the stuff we talked about before, get our Patreon. We have it out there. Hopefully I'd say the analytics that people have served them well at this point.
I think so. I'm still seeing a whole bunch of new things and making decisions that I would not have made otherwise.
Right.
So that certainly helped me this week. I was, you were top 4. I was in the 50s. And now I'm up to top 40 overall.
Right.
Mark is still getting into it, so he'll come along
slowly
soon
adjust.
too. Right. But yeah, the other guys are doing well too. And there's like, I made the decision. I had this whole plan. I was going to go drop 2 for 1 and pick up Mako Vunipola until I looked at the analytics that I helped to create and was like, wait a minute. No, Vincent Koch is actually a better option. He's cheaper, and his metrics, even though you look at it and you're like, oh, Mako's got a higher score, but Koch actually scores higher per match. He's a much more productive prop for less money. So that helped me add
the risk of him leaving is not there either.
Right. So it's like, okay, Koch, yeah, exactly. He won't go away for Six Nations, any of that. Like, no, he's in it for the haul, and help me add Ollie Hassel-Collins too, which is just more fucking points. So it really helps you focus your spending on effective players.
Yeah. And something I didn't notice until not too long ago. Duncan was manager of the month last month in TRM. Oh
my!
Yeah,
I did not notice that.
Did not notice that until I just happened to be dubbing around on it. I was like, oh, hello, I know that guy. So well done.
Hell, yeah, really, really well done. That's not fucking bad.
No, not at all. Well done, sir. All right, moving on. News cycle. Woohoo! Plenty to talk about, of course. Thank you, news cycle. France has a new. As a government in a country has a new vaccine policy, and it's going to probably affect the next month's European matches, but it also is probably going to play into effect for Six Nations. So, and I believe England is going to Paris this year.
Slady.
So, hello, Henry Slade. You might have to get that jab, or you're missing out on that match. And this is not the cupcake that France were probably 6 years ago. This is now a fucking complete pain in the ass. You don't want to go to Paris and get shit tongued.
Right. Or, you certainly don't want to lose your spot on a team because you didn't get jabbed. So that's silliness.
Yep. Yeah. And it's across all sports. It's across all sports as well. So like Liga, which is the footy league there, like that. Yep. That you got to do it there too. So
responsibility. It's like, fuck.
My wife's like, can they do that? I'm like, it's their own fucking country. Of course they can do that.
Of course they can do that. We could do that here. If we really wanted to, we could do that here, but we choose not to.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
that would be too easy, right?
Right. I was having that conversation with my mom. So my mom tested positive over the holidays, and
but she's okay.
She's okay. Yeah, she's all right. And we're like, oh fuck, because we saw her on the 21st, and we're like, all right, well, that okay, let's check it. So we took a test. Jess and I took a test the other day, and we're both negative. Both feel fine. We're both boosted too, and it's like, how the fuck does this, like, my mom is the most careful person around it, but like, we're trying to get tests. We can't find tests. We're trying, there's
that's a huge problem here.
How is it possible that we are that fucked that, like, and she's like, hey, if you need to get your N95 mask, the cloth ones you have aren't good enough, so gets the, and I'm like, well, okay, how hard is that? And they're like, she's like, yeah, you just order on the internet and they'll come in a little bit. And it's like, how the we right. So it's nice to see other countries taking this fucking seriously and actually being smart about it, instead of being like, yeah, you just, hey, get what you can if you can, good luck. So
good luck.
Super happy to see what France is doing.
Other news, and I'm gonna start by saying I am not gonna rag on Leicester or anything like that, because I remember what it was like, and there's no need. I believe I am maintaining extreme consistency on this when I say, for the record, meh, who gives a fuck? Correct.
And also what I will say, as I said to the group, is I think this just goes to show that violating salary caps doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. So all the bitching about, like, oh, Saracens only won because of the salary cap. Well, okay, then what's Leicester's excuse?
Those were good teams.
Right. Those aren't good teams, and yet they're over the cap. Like it's so no, Rob Baxter, it's more than that. Although Rob Baxter is being a fucking cunt about this again too. So
Fuck them.
yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them.
But either way, it's like no, your team is is successful or not successful mostly if you're a quality coach, not the minor salary cap violation. So I couldn't give a shit. I hope for the Prem that Leicester doesn't get that. This comes to nothing. Just fucking I'll eat the Saracens stuff, whatever. Can we just not do stupid shit again like that?
And the other thing was like, and it was said when the Saracens thing came out, like everybody should be a little bit more transparent about this shit at this point. Let's be a little more, honest and transparent about what's going on, because you should have opened up everybody's books when the Saracens had the hammer come down on them. Like that's just plain facts, and whether it's by, I don't think there was anything malicious done in this situation either. Okay. Let's just go on record by saying that. I think it was probably something a little stupid, a little bit foolish.
Right.
And it was just a big moment of joy.
Yeah.
And it'll I agree. I hope it comes to nothing and we can fucking get on with it. And then yes, PRL should have everybody open up their books. Although I do want to say there was one piece that was written about it, and they were talking about, and as I understand it, they were talking about what happened with the Saracens. As I understand it, the Saracens' initial points deduction was increased not because they wouldn't open up the books. It was because they wanted to be sure the Saracens came in last, because the championship clubs were making a stink about, oh, you should send 2 teams down because the Saracens are supposed to be relegated and the last place team. So the Premiership and PRL wanted to make sure they came in last. So because they were about to dig themselves out. So
yeah, they were.
Premiership were kind of shitting themselves. So, and as I understand it, that's how it is. It was not because they were not docked further points because they didn't open up. So that's the way I understand it.
No, it was. I thought it was because they hadn't appropriately. I mean, maybe that was the cover story, but. And the reality is what you say, but I thought it was that they found, oh, you still hadn't completely unfucked yourself, and you're on a timeline to unfuck yourself, and it hadn't happened yet. Whatever, doesn't matter.
I mean, I think the facts are a little bit flip flop. That's all.
Like they're gonna have to do something to Leicester just to, they can't do what I said. They've already set the standard. They're gonna have to punish Leicester.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. So
it's annoying.
This team shouldn't. Certainly, this team made up of a lot of people who were not there at the time. Should not get punished for what happened then. These guys are, fuck. It was different when it was Saracens because it was like, no, it was at the time. It was what was happening right then and there. That's one thing. With this, it's like, oh, you got to go back 3 or 4 years. Genge wasn't there. A lot of their best players, Ford and Youngs were there, but like, who else? Like Coley, but it's like, they're old heads. So no, just
move on from it.
Suspend Tomas Lavanini and be done with it. That'll be enough. Everybody can,
everybody can agree with that.
Yeah. When in doubt.
Oh man, just slap his suspension on that guy.
Right. You were there. Is this your fault? Okay, good. Done.
All right, let's dive into Bristol and Leicester. A little more Bristol. Could have used a little bit more.
Could have used, I've been
like
banging on the guy for like a couple of weeks now. And there are players who, they get a taste of the internationals and they kind of just crumble a little bit, and I feel like Sheedy is reaching that, or maybe it was just something over the summer or something. It's just not going right. One of those penalty kicks towards the end was difficult, the one from the touchline area, but there was one that was like bang on dead in front, and he
honked it, and I was like, uh-oh,
that's 3 points, that's game.
I knew they were in trouble when he honked that. I was like,
oh, like, I didn't like it.
Right. Yeah. I was pleased with a lot of what we saw. the person I was the most pleased with. And I think for about 70%, probably about 75% of the time he was on the field with his opposite number, he outplayed him. And there were definitely some moments where you went, what are you doing with him? But Harry Randall, I thought, was definitely a little bit more the old Harry Randall that we fell in love with, that got him the England call up and all that. So he looked a lot better. Loved his attack. He obviously needs to work on his kicking game. That's not a new thing. Right. But even if he can improve it just a little bit, forget it. He's an international 9 all day.
Yep.
So
yeah, I thought he had a pretty damn good match.
I
thought Fitzharding is showing really well.
He's so good. He's definitely a lot of what's going on in the back row of Bristol's not being talked about because one, Ben Earl's not there anymore, and two, Nathan Hughes hasn't been playing either. So
no,
but still, like, you can't ignore it. Like, there's a lot of good things going on in this back row. He's definitely right up there at the top of the list. So I love him, and you heard Pat Lam talk about him quite glowingly. So lots of good things going on in that back row for the guys at Ashton Gate.
On the other side
of the coin,
they were losing by quite a bit when they took Ben Youngs out.
Just saying. Yeah. It's not that Wiggles is anything special, but
right. I think he does. Yeah, I feel like he's the more solid scrum half right now. But
yeah, he's old steady. He's old steady Eddie. He always has been.
Right.
The front row battle was very interesting here. Two guys that are going to be teammates at some point here, but yeah,
like Sinclair was getting crushed by Foley for no reason.
Yeah.
It was bad. There's a lot of those early calls were not good. And Genge was just total shit house about it. That was fun to watch. Like that, yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's what he does. Well, let's be real. If you're gonna shithouse somebody as a front row, Kyle Sinclair's the guy you're gonna shithouse. Like him and Joe Marler are at the top of the list. Like, let's be real about that. If we're being serious about this,
right. And so, like, Sinclair's already mad at the ref, and he knows he can't say anything. And Genge is there to say, "Oh, you'll get him next time, mate." Just totally winding him up.
Super wind up, man.
Like, yeah, you did it. And like, even though Genge knows that the ref just botched the call, but he's just telling Sinclair all about it. Like, yeah, you did that. You totally did. You did that. Sinclair's like, bitch, what both of us know that's not what happened.
Motherfucker.
But there's nothing he can say.
Nope. There wasn't a whole lot he could do, unfortunately. There's not much that poor boy can do. If I told you there was a yellow card in this game, would you have a guess at who it was, even if you didn't see it?
I did. We can prove that because of our texts.
True.
I could only watch one match. I was watching on my iPad at the mother-in-law's, sneaking off, basically.
I mean, they don't believe in rugby?
Yeah, I know. So I couldn't watch I've switched over to the Saris match at halftime of this one. And so you're telling me, because you have it on the little screen, that, there's a card for Tigers. And I'm like, I think Jasper, huh? Yep, of course.
God, it was just such a stupid one. It's like, this is totally avoidable. Why did you do that, you idiot? Oh God, you just made life more difficult on your team. Like, come on, man. For all the good he does, he's one of those guys you can bank on a card, unfortunately. And that's just not a great way to go about life. So
no, it's not.
Yeah, you want to kind of fix that just a little bit. But Leicester showed some champion, DNA, and did not quit in any way, shape, or form, and got it over the line in the freaking what was it, 5th minute of red clock or something like that? Third minute of red clock. Yeah. Still, they played 5 minutes right through at the end. I was like, damn, that's tiring. There's nothing else. So
I just don't know why Bristol, I think if I remember correctly, they kicked it away with like a minute and a half left. And it's like, just end it. You have, you're going through the motions the right way. You're killing it with the, not the pick and goes, but the little, the just off the scrum half.
Pick and pop. Yep.
Right.
Totally.
And just eat the clock, you're waiting it to end. and they're like, no, it's okay. We've done this much. Let's boot it away. It's like, no, don't keep the ball. That's what
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of keep the ball than boot it away for sure in those
Yeah.
situations.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, again, like I said, Bristol could have done with like 2% more of Bristol instead of what they got, because it was that close that they were almost able to knock over the undefeated Tigers at this point. But
was not to be.
c'est la vie. And that's where we're at. Jumping over to the CBS, we obviously had the Newcastle and Sale game called off, which was unfortunate, but such as his life. This is better from Loss. This is better.
A lot better. A lot better.
I mean, I did not have Dan Frost on my bingo board, but especially
he's been good though.
Especially scoring a fucking Garber through. Like,
well,
somebody get that boy a footy contract.
Right. A bunch of funny tries off of feet. This
there were,
week.
Yes, there were. There were.
But yeah, this is just another one. I mean, no, I don't understand why you wouldn't have Dan Frost on your bingo card. He's had he's had 6 tries in the Prem this year.
He's actually been pretty good since he's come in.
So
give him that.
Yeah, not bad for the Pirate. Yeah, kind of proven that. And then Wasps have not been all that great, but damn if he's not scoring tries.
No, I know it. We saw an interesting new piece of the Exile in Lucio Cinti, and I like
that a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of scary if you have, I know they have a couple guys that are banged up now, but like Halso Collins, Parton, who I love those two. Rowe's been quite good, although he's a little bit of a ball hog. Loader, who still we haven't seen a whole lot of this season.
He's been
and then this kid Cinti, if he's got something like, it's a nice little back five you can pick from right there.
It's not bad. That's there's just talent oozing out of that team in the backs. They just had a less dick of a 10. It'd be great to.
Exile's got to stop doing that fucking shit too. Like, come on, man, it's fucking bullshit.
Is it just me, or is Matt Williams super lucky to have avoided a card?
Oh, probably.
I don't understand. I don't understand how that went to nothing, because like they're talking about it like that didn't look natural of him to bring his foot up, did it? No, it didn't look natural. No, it didn't look natural. He didn't have to do it. He didn't have to do it. Okay, well, he didn't have to do it.
I mean, if it's, I've seen cards given for situations that looked more natural, So I don't quite get it. I'm just like, that's probably a red, and it wasn't anything. I was like, okay, I clearly need to either stop drinking or drink more. I don't know which one, right? One of those two. Fuck me, I guess.
And we have to talk about Huard out on the wing, almost getting it down.
Yeah,
but very okay, he's not quite the. We saw a lot of scrum halves on the wings this week with Huard and then with Ben White.
Ben White, I saw that too. Yeah.
Oh, it was in this match actually. Shit,
it was in this match. Yeah.
When White scored the try at the end, but
yes. But yeah, yep. I mean,
good to see Crossdale coming good.
Yeah, and we knew he was good, but unfortunately he's just stuck in a logjam of players that were at the Saracens, and nothing to be done. So I have no qualms about him leaving. He needs more playing time, and I'm totally agreement. So the fact that he's getting some run here, good on you, kid. I'm 100% cheering for him. So I do enjoy watching him. He is rather talented.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good stuff. This is the loss we need. Unfortunately, they're not going to have Jacob Umaga, so it looks like Jimmy Gopper's going to run a 10 for a little bit.
Oh, I think it's going to be Atkinson.
Oh, is he back?
He's going to be back, yeah.
Is he healthy? Yay. All right, cool. I'm all right with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
I was just reading about that today. That they're keeping Gopperth at 12.
I feel like that's a good place for him because he can steady the young heads that are playing 10 there.
Yeah, it's going to be super valuable this week too.
I think so too. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
because they play. Oh, wait, who are they playing the Wasps again? They're playing Sale, so
Sale.
somebody's gonna have to stop Tui, I think.
Yeah,
Assuming
if he's healthy, so it sounds like he's going to be healthy soon. So just
yeah,
keep your heads on, kids.
right.
All right, let's go up to the Stone Axe. And I mean, not quite the same scoreline as the last time these two met in this fixture, but not far off either.
No, I mean, and you look, that Worcester scored the last 3 tries.
Yeah,
which
69, 74, and 77.
Right.
Like
the
game was over.
Right. Saracens at that point were just having fun.
They were totally chucking it around.
Which I think is the right thing to do. They played it the right way, and Worcester are a team that struggles to score even on, tries that are up on a platter for them. So really I was happy for that. It's easy to be, I think no, it wasn't quite this match where I was like, where's the defense? But no, fucking Barry's were crushing it. And good on Worcester for finishing. That's really the totally. Big thing for me, is that they finished, and that's good. But the Prem needs Worcester to not suck as bad as they've sucked. So this is good.
So funny enough, they're actually not even in last, which is really funny. And they could lose like the next 2 or 3 matches, they still wouldn't be in last.
Yeah,
which is wild.
Right. Well, that's because the Prem also needs Bath to not suck.
Oh, I know.
They're not getting that. So that's not happening.
No, they're not. And there was a lot to like. Obviously, the Vinipolas are celebrating their new contracts with a good performance from both of them, especially Big Bill. And if there's a guy that's going to wear the 15 shirt for, or one of the back 3 shirts, the 15 shirt's Freddie Stewart. Let's be real about this. But for England, Max Malins has to be involved in that back 3, like he's somewhere.
So just like we're saying with Marcus Smith, and there's like some sort of the magic about it. Malins has that too. He like, and even Tyrone Green, as you're saying, like these are guys who, when they get the ball, they have a plan to make the first man miss, and then they'll figure it out from there. But like they get that fundamental thing of make the first man miss. And Malins, it's rare when you see, every so often you see a fullback like, dance about a little bit and then, okay, I'm going to take this gap, and then get fucking like double tackled by 2 props. And it's like, what the fuck were you looking at?
Where were you going, dum-dum?
Right. You don't see that with Malins, just like, you don't see that with Green and guys that are smart like that. You don't see it with Stewart so much either. So it's like, yeah, like these are the guys you need to have. And plus, once they make that first man miss, they usually make the second man miss too, because the second man's like, oh, the first guy's got him. Fucking like, I'm good. No, you're not. You got to be ready, because he's gonna dance around that guy, and then now he's really gone. You're in trouble if you don't stop him once he gets a little bit of momentum on him.
Right. Saracens got their first look at the man they call Duhan, and realized that he's probably not very fun to play against.
No, he's not. Oh man, like I said earlier, he's trouble. He's there were a couple of times where it was like, okay, they got him bottled up, and he's just like, I'm gonna. No, you don't have me bottled up if I can run this guy over. Like, oh yeah. All right, well,
oh yeah, that's right. You can do that.
You can do that. You're like flanker sized. Fuck.
Yep. Not great. So yeah, I mean, a cruiser in a lot of ways for the Saracens. And after the last match that they played in the Prem, it's probably just what the doctor ordered. But I'm sure Worcester doesn't feel that way. So we'll see how things go this coming weekend for their trip over to the Gardens. So we'll see. I
thought there was a lot of promise from Ted Hill. Had a good game, which was his first in a while, I thought.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's big. And Joe Batley had a fucking massive match.
Yeah,
so
good for him.
He's like 23 or something like that. So
not too bad.
Yeah,
something to be excited about there for them.
Definitely. He's kind of kicked around a little bit. No, he's 25. So still could develop into something for a couple of years here. But
totally. Everybody has a couple good years that they can kind of boost themselves a little bit better. All right. Over to the rec. Still a lot of questions to be answered over for the
Oh, I don't
Black,
think
blue,
they need to
and
be. I think
white.
they are answered. I think they have been answered.
Yeah, not in a good way, at least.
No, not in a
Yes.
good way.
Yeah.
But some of them in a good way. Orlando Bailey, I think,
Right. And that was
is a
something
good thing to see.
that's somebody I want. Like, there is promise for this kid. There's a lot
Mhm.
of promise for this kid. I like a lot of what I see in him. He's not Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith is a once in a generation talent.
Right.
Marcus Smith's a World Cup winner. Orlando Bailey is not. Can he be the 10 of your club's future? 100%.
Mhm.
100%. I would let that ride. And I know they have, they have Sips, and then I think Chi and Schumann's still part of the equation, but he's still hurt. So that's
right.
There's that there. But yeah, ride this kid out,
But Bailey could be
live with the growing pains. Live with the growing pains.
Is he a Marcus? You're right. He's not a Marcus Smith, but he shows flashes of Marcus Smithdom, which is fucking good.
Yeah.
Not many 10s do.
Yep. For Gloucester, last year was not great. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
But this is quite the machine George Skivington's building here. It has to be said, with the likes of, they brought in Adam Hastings, which was a very wise and not as pumped up move as it should have been. I thought it was brilliant. And also his Scotland teammate, Chris Harris, I appreciate that man as much as everybody else does.
The Appreciation Society only grows.
Yeah, it only grows. There's a lot to like about what's going on with the Sherian Whites, and people at Kingsholm rightly should be excited. There really is.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're in position to make some noise. They're in fourth, and they were able to actually, they're 3 points to the good in fourth.
Even better, yeah.
Right. So, and Saracens have, is it Saints coming up?
Yes.
So right there, you have to, for Gloucester, it's like, wow, they have a chance to really solidify their position as in fourth here this weekend.
Correct.
So this is a match that they had to do what they did. So like that, and that's important. They got the job done. It wasn't always pretty, but sometimes it was very pretty.
Sometimes there was some great stuff about that. Harris is definitely a defensive demon that we know, but still can get it done at the other side of the ball as well. So
couple tries.
We talked about the unsung hero of everybody's fantasy team, but he's really the unsung hero of the Gloucester team. That's Freddie Clark.
All he does is make tackles.
Yeah,
made 19 tackles.
That's quite good.
Missed zero.
19 for 19.
Right.
There are guys that are talked about at that level that are international players. So just so you know, the guy's good.
Right.
So don't take that away from him. Jack Singleton's quietly having a good season as well.
That maul was devastating. Just fucking devastating.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of good things going on. And there is bright spots of Bath. You saw it in the first half, especially if this team had just a little bit more discipline and a little bit more confidence, this would have been a game.
Right.
But they don't have either right now. And that's solved. That's really one can be solved on the pitch, on the training pitch. That's fine. The other one, unfortunately, is only going to come by playing. And that's part of the whole thing that they're dealing with right now.
Yeah. And it would have been different too if Bath didn't eat a double yellow.
Yeah, that did not help at all.
And that was bad. And Ellis, I thought that was smart. They could have been Spencer's yellow. Eventually went to Ellis, but it's you can't do two. It's it was the two of them combined are the yellow, and really
Carly was annoyed at that point.
Yes, he was. And I thought he did the right thing. And it's also the least, you take off the 6 rather than the 9, just to show
I was nice to you. Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't complain. You can't be he didn't deserve a card. It's your 9 did. So which would you rather have?
Which would you rather?
You can take Ellis, please.
Yeah, the worst position to lose on the field is without a doubt the 9. The 10's up there as well, but the 9 is definitely it.
We kind of saw that at the end of the Quins match.
Right. You're
that was good. Okay, the Saints will take that trade.
Totally.
And but yeah, so And then Boyce right afterwards getting pinged
That
with the
also
penalty
didn't help.
try. And yeah.
Yeah. I love listening to him and Stewart fucking just shit. It's so much fun.
That was fun.
It's just so much fun listening to those two idiots talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's still good things going on at the rec. They need to figure out how to piece them together.
Yeah.
And they can start putting results on the board.
Right. Because Bailey is a good thing. Underhill is a good thing to hurt though. I only played 11 minutes.
Head wrong side, bro. Head wrong side. Very wrong side. Not how you do it.
Steert is looking yeah, he's looking like he's back in play again. And Dunn showed up, I thought, pretty reasonably well too. And you still have a Jomo. You still have these guys who are coming up.
He showed some flashes for sure. I really like what I saw of him. So lots to like about this. Just
right. And when Mira's suspension is up, McConaughey's back. I would love to see a McConaughey, a Jomo, and Muir in the back line there.
Yep. And Joseph and De Glanville. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's a great back line right there.
So it could be coming. We obviously can't. How nervous do you think Mike Williams was when he saw all those cards going around that not to him?
Please no.
It's one of those, like, just pull your collar up over your face and
it's not me.
and walk away.
Duck and hide. Tie your shoe. One of those, definitely. All right. Let's jump over to Twickenham, not the Stoop, Twickenham. I think we can probably mention beforehand there were a few fuck ups with the women's side of the big game.
The jerseys not quite fitting right because they were the men's sizing or men's cut jerseys.
Serving lunch before and just some things that didn't quite add up. If you really want to respect the women's game, you got to do it a little bit better. I'm
happy, and it's one of those, like, okay, these problems are better. Like, okay, yes, it's problematic. A, B, on the bright side, these are better problems to have than we have had in the past, and it's going in the right direction. And I think that it's being worked on. It's being communicated in the appropriate manner. It's like, really, it's like, come on, guys, do better. It's not even like you can't even get this right. It's actually like everybody's like, you guys know better. You can do better. Let's solve this next time. How about? And, they probably didn't even think about it. Because it's some committee here or there. It wasn't really thinking about the whole thing. It's like, oh, this is what we normally do, so we'll just do this. It's like
white-haired old fucks,
right? Like, hey, there's another match going. Yeah, because it is that generation that never gave a fuck about women's rugby and always considered it like nothing. So of course they're going to keep doing it, but not if they're made to not do it. And I think that's in the direction that's going.
Right. But to the game, rather good, and unfortunately,
where's the defense?
Unfortunately, Northampton deserved better than this. Honestly, like. They deserve something from this match. They really did. And unfortunately, they didn't get it.
And like it.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Well, so here's what I thought it was an interesting move. And I noted it for later. When they went, so it was obviously a try fight. Very much a try fight.
Mm-hmm.
Until kind of like 30. Well, let me go look at the timeline. For Bigger's first penalty kick. 30 minutes in. Yeah, it's 33 minutes in. And I think at that point it's like 21-21 or something. And
close.
So they kick a penalty, and it's like, okay, that did kind of calm the game down a little bit. But then Don Brandt scores, and then they kick another penalty, Bigger kicks another penalty. And it's like, you're bringing penalty kicks to a try fight now. If it has the intended what you want it to do there, in a perfect world, you kick that penalty and it kind of like, it's almost like you're in like a fucking street brawl and you just kind of slap the guy, and it's like, wait, what? Like, it's like you did what? It might like
you slap me.
fucking slap me. Or like you give him a purple nurple or something like that. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, all right, no, this is not that kind of fight. I'm done. I'm out.
It was
like,
21 all when he kicked that.
Yeah, so it's like you could calm things down in a way and kind of get you that mental edge. It's like, what the fuck is like? I don't want to fight a guy who's gonna fucking purple nurple me. It didn't have that effect. It only was like, oh, okay, you can do that. I'm just gonna keep scoring tries and throwing punches. To me, that was
while you do that.
Yeah, like, all right, have fun with that. Like, you wasted your opportunity to do that. So it was an interesting gambit, especially when you're the away team. But no, it didn't work, and it just kind of went south after that.
It did.
And then they didn't even get the bonus point try.
No.
So it's like, you're right, they didn't come away with anything, and it's like, well, you were scoring tries when you wanted to, and then you stopped wanting to. I don't, Northampton still have not learned the lesson. I thought they did. They even mentioned it at the beginning. They're like, this is a different Northampton team. They're going for tries instead of for points.
In the first few bits, they did.
And then they flipped it 30 minutes in, and it's like,
no.
Unless you can back it up, unless you can just say, we're shutting you down. That's what the marker is. But then Dombrandt's like, okay, I'll just score it. Just try.
Yeah. And it was, for a while, it was a battle of the forwards, and specifically the eights, the man they call Truck from Northampton, and obviously our boy Dom. Just fight everybody in the forward pack, fighting it out.
Right, 4 tries in 15 minutes, and all of them are forward tries.
Screw you backs.
That's that's some good 15-zery right there. Ultimately, because it was open. It wasn't like these were good forward tries. These were fuck. I mean, what, the Augustus one where he it was like off a boot and he was on sides, and
we talked about like some funny kick ones. Like that was one of them. I was like, he's on. I was like, as long as that came off nobody else, it's fine. Sure enough, it came off, I think it was Furbank was able to kind of just scrape it off his foot. I was like, yep, that's clean. Let it go. Yeah. And I was glad the refereeing team let it go too. They didn't like call it back. Oh, that sucked.
Yeah.
And then you have, and this is honestly the way to deal with it. I was pissed that I was both my players, but like you have the shithousery being dealt with properly by Wayne Barnes. Like, listen, if you fucking idiots keep doing this, I'm sending you both to the bin. End of story. And sure enough, like even and I don't remember which one it was. Doesn't matter who started it. The both of them kept participating in it, and you knock the bullshit off, and you don't end up in the bin. End.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care which player you are. I don't care what team you're on. Stop the bullshit, and you don't end up on the fucking naughty step. That's the end of the story. Yeah.
I mean, you got to expect it to be one of the nines, though.
Because nines are never fucking dickheads, right?
Right. No, they live to be dickheads. So of course, but Care just went a little over the line, and obviously Hutch was willing to join him there. And
you were willing to be there. Well, that's the Scottish temperament about him, I suppose. Is the best wing on this field this game? I don't think there's even a question. It was Caden Murley.
Oh yeah, yes, he had the best game. I will say that. I feel like they involved him a lot more than they involved Lina. But
there comes a point where you need to get your work rate in and get involved too.
And Murley definitely did that. So, no question. I mean, there's no question about that. I feel like overall Lina's the better wing, but you're certainly not on.
He's lacking that want to get involved these days, and that's the unfortunate fact of it. And Murley is not. Murley is just like, he's got the bit between his teeth, and he is fucking not letting go. Like that dude is looking better and better every game.
And in the end, like they took Murley off first, which everybody was like,
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not the guy to take off.
Right. Even I think Jess was watching at this point, and she's like, he's looking confused. He shouldn't be taken off. I'm like, he shouldn't be. And then it kind of bit him in the end, because they ended up having only centers in their back line.
I know. I was like, no, where are you going? No. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. They freaking, I mean, Martian's not foreign to the wing, so that's not a big deal.
Obviously. That's
okay. when your options are Stick Northmore on the wing or Hugh Jones on the wing, you're like, fuck, we screwed up somewhere.
Right. And yeah, that was their resourcing of the field. I think it must have been obviously a plan that Murley was only going to play a certain amount.
I would hope that was part of it instead of like
because
taking him off for whatever reason they found.
Right. 53 minutes in and he's having that kind of cracker. You better have a good fucking reason for taking him out. Yeah.
What the fuck you doing? The fuck did I do? I know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you did, man. Sorry, kiddo. I'm with you on that one. Now I don't know if it's because of something in particular, but they are loving at the Stoop Louis Jaltema. Like we don't have a Scott Steele starting for a while, and I don't know if that's because he's hurt or if it's because they love this kid. I'm not sure of either, but all I know is he's been in every game since week 3 or 4. I was like, okay. Yeah, I also hasn't started yet, so that probably speaks more to it. But why would you when you have Danny Kerr? Yeah, very interesting for me with that. And that was just something I noted this weekend. Like, they really like this guy, or they don't like the other guy, or he's hurt. I don't know which one.
And I didn't quite understand why it was like they made a big deal. They were like they weren't ready to put him in right away, and they were like obviously giving him clear like instructions, like this is what we want you to do. Don't fuck it up. And it's like let him play. Like he did all right in the Champions Cup. Like I didn't think it was worthy of that kind of like when it's like, oh shit, who was that prop that came in for the Quins recently? Either way, there's been plenty of new props coming.
The youngster,
you just scrum and rock, don't do anything the fuck else. Like that kind of thing. It's like this is a 9. Trust your 9. Your system's doing right. Everybody you're throwing in there from your system, not you Jones, from your system is doing really well, so trust it.
Right. Good. Yeah, so Quins still look very good.
Quins look good. Saints got passive and bit him in the ass.
And it bit him hard. And they should, then hopefully this is now lesson learned. Don't be passive, be aggressive.
That better be learned.
Yep. So that's it for Prem Rugby in 2021. Wow.
I'll miss it.
Yep.
Until Friday or whatever. No, Saturday.
Yeah, and there's no Friday match because it's New Year's Eve.
Right.
Yeah. So this will be the last time we talk on this until the new year. So until 2022. Yeah.
Everyone be safe out there.
Be smart.
COVID's a thing. We're still in a pandemic. Is there really something to celebrate changing year after year at this point? It's all the same year.
I mean, it still feels like 2020. So
right.
Until I feel like we've gotten away from the current status.
Somebody posted the other day, and it may even have been yesterday, that it was like today is actually March 666 of 2020. It's like, okay, yeah, I can believe that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I know it, right?
Yeah,
I know it. So,
but so it's just be safe. Don't get fucking Omicron. Just be smart for now.
Yep.
There'll be plenty of other, and that's how there will be plenty of other New Year's celebrations. So enjoy it though.
Use a designated driver and all that shit too.
That too.
But just the same for 2021. We appreciate everybody out there that's supported us and listened to us babble for a wee bit here and there. I've been growing on my my enjoyment with this podcast. It hasn't actually gone the other direction, which is
it's never more fun all the time.
I thought for sure there'd be a point where I get sick of it. That might still happen, but hasn't happened yet. So 2021, we appreciate you all. And thanks
for your support.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. So here's to 2022 and hopefully getting the fuck out of this shit.
Yeah.
Cheers, folks. If you're joining us on the Fantasy Corner, we'll see you over there. If not, enjoy your 2021 New Year's and see you in 2022. Have a good one, folks. Take it easy.
Later.
Cheers.